We are in the development stage of Star Citizen. Let me say this word again and let me emphasize this word. Development. The people that were drawn to this game came to this game because they believed they could do anything inside of this game. On the past couple videos that I have done, the crafting video, trading video, survival video, owning a shop video, there have been a few dissenting voices that are saying, no, that's not the way it is. You can't have that. You can't do this. This is not factual. This is imaginative. The ignorance. I also am worried by this because to me it seems to be the mainstay, the course, the actual voice that the designers are listening to. The very antithesis of what we want them to listen to. The game itself appealed to our heart. The game appealed to the exploration of something new, the immersion quality, a reality that we could go into, which would involve all styles of play. And when I talk about survival, when I talk about crafting, when I talk about owning a shop, there are a lot of naysayers out there that say you can't do this, you cannot do that, this is not the way it is planned. And let me emphasize this word one more time. Development. This game is not a finished game. The people that have come into this game want something more than just a regular game. There are many people who want other aspects to this game than what you think they want. Open your mind for a moment and realize this, grasp this concept, that if you negate a way to play a game and you say no, how many people have you just lost? What kind of game do you want? When you started watching Star Citizen, when you found Star Citizen, what was it that brought you in? Comment below. Tell me what it is. I'm interested. I actually want to know what brought you into this game. For me, I was playing Elite Dangerous, and they said, one of my friends said, if you like Elite Dangerous, you'll probably like Star Citizen. And there's different qualities between both games that I like and I dislike. What I really like about Star Citizen myself is that it has this enormity, something I can't put my hands around, a mystery, that when I saw that initial video, the Star Citizen video, and it just basically said you can be whatever you want to be, I thought to myself, my God. And then I saw the gameplay and I said, my God, the amount of people that come into here, my channel alone just from Star Citizen, is fantastic. Best thing that's ever happened to my channel, best thing that's ever happened to me, finding the game Star Citizen. Chris Roberts, an excellent designer with a staff that started out very small and now has grown to very large proportions. What do you think he would do if he heard a voice that said, we kind of want crafting to be a little bit more unique? Do we want it to be all over the board and make whatever you want? I think no. But we don't want the opposite end of the spectrum, as most citizens that I find who are angry suggest. Survival, as it stands without food, being important in the game, non-essential, merely as a buff. We discussed in the survival video a timer that was in your Moby glass as far as stamina or food or you know, like, and it would be long duration, long duration. We don't need something that's every day you gotta log into. Nobody wants that. I understand this. Why do I say this? Because if you're on a planet and you're exploring, wouldn't it break the immersion quality if you didn't have to eat? Isn't that basic? I find it basic, but there will people out there that will argue this, and I find that very ignorant. In fact, the people who are actually dissenting and yelling against the very core elements to a game that makes it immersive want it to be immersive. I find it very ironic. Now, as time has passed since January of 2015 when I started making the videos, I'm very passionate about this game. Most people who are fans of mine know this. I don't like to make your standard bread and butter Star Citizen videos that you see everywhere that get shoved down your face, you choke on, data. Everything's great. I do that on ship reviews, and so does everybody else. Boring. You ask me about it, more than boring. Can't stand it. But I'll do it because I like to actually do ship reviews. That's my own little kind of nerdy quirk. I like to do that. But I also make content that I think is very different, that speaks to the heart, that talks about the development stage, the larger issues that I don't see. And that's why I get the people that I get, and that's why I get people who are really involved with my channel that say, I really like this guy's content because he's speaking to my heart. This guy's talking about issues that really I don't hear a lot of other content creators make, and those that do it badly. You'll find a lot of the content out there is not really geared towards talking to the passions of the game, the feels of the game, but more so the analytical kind of beep beep boop boop side, which I think you can find yourself if you're halfway intelligent. I'm talking about the development stage, that stage in a game where you can change on a dime as far as what direction it's going. And don't you think Chris has done that already? Don't you think from the very inception, in his mind, when the neurons fired and the idea came to fruition, don't you think he's changed his mind a lot just on his own about the game? Not to mention the staff, not to mention the fans. Do you know that exploration, on a poll that SIG had taken years ago, found that over 70% of people wanted to play the game because of exploration? This was a sample that SIG took on those interested, the fans of Star Citizen. They said exploration. Now imagine that percentage landing on a planet, not needing food. Sure, you're stranded, you're derelict on the planet. You don't need any food to live. My immersion quality just broke, and my interest in the game diminished. Now this is what I'm talking about. Now, I make videos that are thought-provoking, that make you think about this, because we are, again, in what stage? The development stage. And our voices together as a community can actually guide this. But the voices that I hear the loudest are those that say no. Those that say you can't. What is your reality? Do you want those voices to win? Do you want those voices, the voices that are heard? Do you understand if those voices are the voices that are heard, the very analytical, only brainiac side, that the game you're going to get is going to be a very washed out gray ghost of a game that you were promised? Or do you want a game that actually emblazons the heart, that makes you say, yes, I am a citizen? Fuck those voices. I don't want to hear any of those voices, those naysayers, those people who say no. The topics I talk about what I want from the game. Yes, they do. May I be in the minority? Yes, I may be. But more than not, I look at the people around me, those that are passionate. There are more passionate that stand with me than against me. And those that stand against us yell the loudest. And I truly think those are the minority. And those are the ones that actually read Reddit every single day, those little blurbs, and they love to be those trolls, rubbing their little hands together, saying, no, this can't be, and they don't understand that on a dime Chris can change his mind. That the things that once were fact, today, no more. Because the voice that ended up being heard were those that were most passionate. Not the loudest, but the most passionate. That is why I make the Star Citizen video content from day one. That is why I'm here for you as a voice. That is why you guys need to share and like these videos. That is why you need to get them out there. That is why you need to do your best to support this channel. You need to help me on Patreon so that we can build this core audience up and that we can be the voice together. Because if you don't, the loudest voices, those troll voices, the ones that tell you, no, you can't have that, you can't do this, you want to own your own shop, you can't have that, you want survival, you can't have that. You know, the poll that I took about survival, only 7% of people that took that poll out of 300 and some odd people said, no, we don't want survival. That means that 93% of people want survival, and survival is not really in the game so far as it is designed right now. The 7% of people that don't want their survival are yelling the loudest. And I guarantee they'll yell right now. They'll say, oh, 323 people, I'm rubbing my fist together. That's a small sample size, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. Back off, troll. Power belongs to the people that are most passionate, not the loudest. And again, let me say it. We are in the development stage. That is why I make the videos that I do. And this game will always be in a development type stage. But where do you stand? What do you think? Tell me down below in the comments. If you like this video, please like and share. But since day one, I started making content, reviews and kind of looking to see what was out there. And after some time, it got boring. It got stale. It got old. And no matter who I watched as far as Star Citizen content, with the exception of a handful that I can't even really, on one hand, I could count the ones that I somewhat keep my interest. I started to get rather bored. I said, enough. I have to really start making my topics a little bit broader, a little bit more encompassing for the mind. Some brain food. But speaking directly to the heart. I'm glad you heard this. I'm glad you took the time to listen to all of this. Please subscribe to my channel here on The Games. Always trying to make fresh, new, interesting content. Always trying to bring you new concepts. Always trying to make you understand that we have the power. That nothing is set in stone as far as I'm concerned. And together we can make this game the game that we want. Not what the 7% want. Not what the trolly, angry people we want. Again, development. Development stage. And everybody is in their own form of development if you really think about it. As is this game. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next vid, gamers, and welcome new Star Citizens. Please hit that subscribe button.